Yo, what's up everybody? It's me, WDMichael, and in today's video, we're going to be tackling the Respawn Products Recruits Invitational week number 3 challenge. Now, this one has us going back and checking out our content creation journey thus far. So we'll be looking at, why did we even start creating content in the first place at the very beginning, and why we still create content to this very day. Looking at the growth that we've had through our socials up until this point throughout that journey. Any highlights, accomplishments, or memories that you've acquired during that time of creating content. And of course, any of the struggles that have kind of, stood in your way while you're creating content. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about that journey and everything that's happened during that time. So to kick it off, what better way to start off than right at the very beginning? So let's figure out, why WDMichael even started.
Yeah, I just got beat by a Quagsire, bro. Aurasphere, live! Live, you dirty lion! Yes! Let's go! Yes! Let's go!
So that clip you just watched was actually one of the oldest clips on my Twitch channel, and it was from the early days of me streaming Pokemon Sword and Shield, which was actually the first Pokemon game that I streamed on Twitch all those years ago. But that's actually not even really where I started at with my content creation journey. It goes back even further than that, and really to kind of the start or the origin of my name, WDMichael. I started off my content creation journey by I was really intrigued by world building. I've always loved fantasy worlds like The Witcher, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, all those kind of things I find really fascinating. I love the lore, I love the story that people can build, and I always wanted to do it on my own. So I did it actually for quite some time, and was actually where I started in content creation. I was doing challenges for world building. I was building my own world title. It was called Magmoya. And if you're actually curious about anything from what I did during my content creation with world building, I'll drop a link in this video so that you can actually check out my fantasy world and some of the articles that I made, stories that I made and entered into contests. But that's where it started. And the name WDMichael actually stands for, it stood for quite a few things over the years, but where it originated was Wizard Dreams Michael. And I guess where it started off with was obviously with my love of fantasy, was thinking like, all right, so if it's a wizard, like think Gandalf, like we all have dreams. What would a wizard dream about? They've seen a lot, they've done a lot, like what kind of crazy stuff would they dream about? And that was the kind of stuff that inspired me and intrigued me about fantasy world building and all that kind of stuff. So that was where I started. That was the beginning of WDMichael. So everything that I was doing started off with world building, but how did I get from world building to Pokemon content creation and gaming content? Well, I noticed that when I was doing content creation with Fantasy Worlds, my viewership was pretty stagnant. There wasn't a whole lot of growth, and well, I wanted more out of Twitch. I wanted to do more of it. I was a stay-at-home dad on disability, and I wanted this professional outlet to have more, provide more for me and my family, and so I took it a little more seriously, and I started looking for other avenues of ways of creating content, and I started looking at gaming content, and more specifically towards Pokemon. I really liked Pokemon ever since I was a kid. Played Pokemon Red. It was something that I was really passionate about, and so it was something that I definitely wanted to game and do online. And so after watching some of the streams, I was like, I'm doing it. I bought a capture card, got my Switch going, and I started making Pokemon content. I think I started off with doing like shiny dens and doing shiny Pokemon hunting, and then I really dove deep into the Pokemon VGC battles, or the competitive battles, where people had 2 Pokemon or 6 Pokemon from a team battle each other, and there was just a mental kind of an aspect to it that really drew me to it, and I never really left. And that's kind of the main focus of my content that I've been doing, is playing the mainline Pokemon game, doing Pokemon battles, and also hosting tournaments. So that's kind of where we started and where we've grown into as far as Pokemon content creation and just content creation all in together. All right, let's talk about some of my memories. And I'm gonna try to do this just off the top of my head and actually pull some of the memories that really stand out to me. Obviously, right off of the beginning, some of my first memories in content creation. I remember actually reading a lot of these stories in the competitions from other content creators who were making fantasy worlds. on my Twitch stream and providing my insight. That was a lot of fun. I was able to kind of explore other people's fantasy worlds, and it really got me into just this whole like that was the first real step into content creation on Twitch, and I'll never forget that. I've also got some really great memories from that area of when I was transitioning from world building into my other gaming content creation. And I remember playing World of Warcraft for quite some time. I mean, there was, I think, about 3 or so months where I played WoW pretty much every night on stream. And the streams there was nobody in my Twitch stream. I had no idea what I was doing on stream, and it was rough. It was when I first started, and it was kind of expected, but it was definitely that first memory of me gaming and having no viewers. Those were some times. Those were some memories I'll never forget. WoW was always dear to me. It was from high school, and it was definitely that first step that I took, that first plunge that I took into gaming content creation. Now, memories as we skip forward into what we're kind of doing now in Pokemon content creation. I've got so many. We've been doing Pokemon content creation for years now, covering the games as they've released. Doing content with my kids is always a blast. I'll never forget opening Pokemon cards with my son and daughter and having those memories from when they were younger. Those will be definitely some memories that I cherish for a very, very long time. And as far as just Pokemon in general, I've been really lucky and fortunate to work with a lot of other Pokemon content creators over the years, and those are definitely memories that I'll never forget. Those are things that will stay with me. Those connections, those friendships have been absolutely priceless. And more recently, some of the ways that I've kind of solidified some of those memories from all those years of gaming on Twitch and being stuck at home from COVID and the pandemic was actually traveling to a Pokemon regional and meeting so many people that I've known online for years, and finally meeting them in person has been kind of some of the pinnacle, the peak kind of memories that I have and highlights for my gaming content career. Those have been absolutely amazing, and I've loved traveling to the regionals that I have for Pokemon, and they will definitely be memories that I carry with me for many, many years to come. Some of the achievements that I would say that I'm most proud of would be the fact that I've created the Wide League, which is a Pokemon VGC tournament organization. I've hosted hundreds of tournaments now, some with massive prize pools, with commentators, a lot of people in the community, and it's given me a lot of opportunities. And it's opened a lot of doors for me, and it's all been just 100% on my own work and what I put into it. And I've definitely got a lot out of it because of the hard work that I put into it. So that's definitely one of my biggest achievements that I've had in content creation. I'd also have to say that all the charity work that I've done, I think over in total throughout me and the Wide League, I've raised just under $2,500 towards different various charities. And that to me is something that I can definitely hold my head high and say that, you know, that's something that we've done. We've brought and we've impacted the community around us. The other thing that I'm super excited about is that I've actually unlocked a custom shaker through one of my partnerships, Advanced GG. To say that as a content creator, I've unlocked something, a custom anything, is something I've always looked forward to having, and I finally achieved that, and that is something that I am super, super happy about. Some of the biggest struggles that I've had as a content creator is just the fact that I am a stay-at-home dad who is on disability, so most of my time does go towards taking care of my kids, and so the little free time that I do get, I do spend creating content, and so that has kind of definitely made my content not as consistent as I would have possibly have liked it to, but over time I've kind of gotten used to the fact and realizing that not everybody's content creation journey is the same, and you don't have to create content 7 days a week to be successful. We can all do it at our own pace, and you know, it all varies on our level of success, and I've accepted where I'm at, what I'm doing, and the level that I'm doing, and that's definitely been one of the hardest things to do as far as a content creator. And even with those struggles, I still do it each and every day because I know that I've inspired people around me to be better. I bring joy to the people who come into my Twitch streams, and that is priceless. As somebody who was disabled and thought that they kind of didn't have anything else to provide to society, that alone, being able to give back and have a purpose is really the reason why I continue making content.
We like to game, we like to hang out. That's what we're here for.